Hello and welcome to Escaping Spawn Part 4. Alright, so hopefully this time round we won't make any stupid dumb mistakes, but I'm making no promises on that. So let's get to it and wish me luck. So, just thinking then, as we're coming along, I noticed, well, the wither names, and it made me think of something. So you'll see this a lot either in chat or names of withers and the shops. So, should you buy from the shops? That is at your own risk. Why did I just leave the bath? Anyway, yes. Now, I have bought from one shop and I got everything I paid for. It was not a Discord shop. It was one of the ones that have an actual website. But I got lucky. So, yes, it may be tempting. And yes, there's nothing wrong with you make that decision. But make that decision for yourself. If you can, maybe try and hold off on doing so in the hope that you manage to find some gear first. But I know how tempting it is when you see them advertising and you see that, the prices things are being sold for just to pay for some gear and then you're sorted. So that is up to you. Decide at your own risk, but it is very much a case of buyer beware, because there's no guarantee that you will actually get the items you pay for, and there's nothing you can do if you don't. There's no trading standards, or in America is it best business or anything like that. It's you are making that choice, you are taking that risk. So yes, so just thought I'd bring that up, because you will see that a lot, and especially if you're at the very beginning and you're struggling and just can't get any gear, and you've watched some of these videos and you've seen where all the kits have been placed, and you've travelled to every single one and found they've already all gone. It can be kind of tempting to just case of spend the $5 or $10 and get yourself sorted. And if that's what you want to do, and that's how you want to spend your money, that's entirely up to you. It's your choice. But again, I would say you do so at your own risk. Which brings me to something which bugged me some time ago. I watched a video by one of the well-known 2B2 YouTubers, and he sort of touched on buying kits and not doing so, and that's a case of you're better off hunting for stashes, and nothing beats the thrill of finding a stash. And I agree. When you find that first stash or any stash, it's an amazing feeling. It really is. But I then went on to watch a video he made about stash hunting, and it was this that bugged me, because in it he was saying about all the things you need to do, and he was literally saying to do a decent stash hunt, to be able to get out there and hunt for them well, you need to be flying. And that was like, well, that's kind of catch-22. You're saying don't buy gear because you'll find it in stashes, but you need gear to find the stashes. So yeah, that did annoy me at the time. It was one of those times early on for me. So at the time I didn't have any gear, I hadn't got any elytras or anything like that. So I was sort of looking for tips on what to do, anything I could do to increase my chances. And it sort of bugged me that it was literally saying, yeah, if you want to find stuff, you need the gear to do so. And as we can see there, which brings me on to another YouTuber and his video about the bats being extinct, as you can see, no, they're not. They are far from extinct. And this isn't the first bat I've seen in the spawn area. So yes. Okay. Anyway, right. Let's continue. All right. I just thought it was worth mentioning that. Okay. Okay. Sorry, that was very quickly back. I was about to time lapse, and then I realised where we are. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Great Spawn Trench. But this is the thing you will find. It has been bridged. It has been bridged many, many times. So getting across it isn't difficult. Another obstacle you may come across is the lava wall. Now that's a little bit more tricky because you do have to sometimes travel a little way along it. But again, it's been breached many times. There are plenty of holes. So it's just a case of keep moving until you find one where you can get through. Alright, let us continue. As previously stated, bats are not extinct. As we can see, there's another one. Let's have a slightly closer look. Maybe to see if it's been named. Nope. Yeah. So, I do apologise to Mr. Big Beard, but unfortunately your video about the bats going extinct seems to be incorrect. Right, so another of the obstructions that's been built around spawn to make things difficult is the obsidian wall. Now, I don't know if this completely surrounds spawn, but I know a big chunk of this area has a massive obsidian wall around it because it's very close to the end portal that I use. But as with anything, it's been breached. And to be honest, even without tools, it's possible to breach that. It just takes time. I think it takes about 2 or 3 minutes to break obsidian with your bare hands. I found that from experience where I once fell through a hole up on one of the obsidian structures, and it was a 1x2 hole. So I sort of was stuck in obsidian. I couldn't get out, so the only way was for me to punch it, and eventually I managed to punch the block and was able then to climb out. So yeah, so another of the difficulties that you will face. So one of the bits of advice I would give is when escaping, if you find yourself on a good path, stick to it. It can be a bit boring. I'm not going to lie. I've done it myself, and it's very tempting to go off path just to try and break up the monotony. But you're more likely to escape if you stick to the path that you're on. So hopefully, barring any acts of stupidity on my behalf or any bad luck, we're looking good. Okay, so occasionally you may come across lucky finds like this. The one thing I'd say or ask is, yes, take food if you need it, but don't take it all. Because the next time next person who comes past there that needs it could be you. There's no guarantee at this point you've escaped. And if you take it all and then get killed further on, you're going to drop it. And if you end up coming back this way, there's no food. So yes, take a bit of food to help you, but don't take it all if you can. Okay? Sorry, I sound like a teacher then lecturing. It's along the same principle of helping others, but in such a way that actually will benefit yourself. So I just thought it worth mentioning. And here is one of the advantages of sticking to a path. So if I hadn't stuck to that path, I would have had to try and find a way through the water cubes there. Now, there are gaps, but it would have been more difficult trying to get through. At the moment, I'm probably thinking, why don't I just go into one of these ender chests I've been passing and just get my gear out and take to the sky, and I'm out and free. Whenever I come back to spawn, unless I'm in a rush or need to be somewhere quickly, I always like to challenge myself by escaping spawn over. Gives me a chance to see what the area's like, what difficulties, but also gives me a chance just to give myself a little bit of a challenge. So yeah, I could just put my kit on. I could have done it at the very beginning, but where's the fun in that? You know, it's kind of a bit boring to do that every time. You know, I've done it a couple of times, but as a rule, I do prefer just to escape spawn all over again. I do like seeing spawn. I know I've mentioned this before on, I think, my first video. I do find there's a sort of chaotic beauty to the spawn area. Having seen the destruction of them closer in, it seems a bit of a strange thing to say, but even that, all the lava casts, all the holes down to bedrock, it makes for a very dynamic landscape. And I love seeing it. I love seeing new bits. I love seeing it change. It's, yeah. It's home. Alright, so hopefully won't be much longer before we start finding some trees. So, yeah, for me, I always count on having escape spawn once I find trees. So, just want to bring up something. As you can clearly see, we're underneath one of the obsidian roofs, and we're out of the main destructive area. So if you do find your first spawn is up on one of them, don't make the mistake I made when I first joined. My very first spawn was up on one of them, and I went along and looked for a hole where it looked like it was a staircase down. I fell, I died. It was funny. If you can, just keep following it. Like I say, find out which direction is taking you the furthest away from spawn, and keep going. Because eventually, you'll either find a hole where you're over the water, or you'll come to the edge, and then you just follow the edge until you're above water, and you jump down. As easy as that. The only thing I would say on that is make sure it's water and not ice. You know, I'm not saying I've made that mistake where maybe once upon a time I might have jumped down and discovered just as I was getting down it wasn't in fact water, it was in fact ice. I'm not saying I've ever made that mistake. We'll just swiftly move on from that. In all honesty, at this point, it's a safe bet that we're good. Not guaranteed. There are traps, and one of the main traps people like to use is just a simple hole, and it goes all the way down to bedrock. You don't see it, and next thing you know, you're falling and there's nothing you can do. So that is one of the things to be wary of, and as in the previous video, always keep an eye on your step, because the next step could very well be your last. So one of the things you might be asking, how far do you have to travel to find trees? So as a rule, you'll tend to find trees between 5 and 10k out from spawn. Does this count? That is the question. There's still a bit of wood. So you'd have to tower up to get it. Hang on 1 second. Sapling. So yeah, one thing I might suggest, if you do take out a tree to get wood, replant the sapling, because then hopefully there'll be wood there if you come back this way and in need of it. So I'm going to carry on a little bit further. Might follow that path there, because well, technically yes, I found trees. I would like to find proper trees, not just a little bit of wood with the leaves still attached. Okay, this definitely counts, so yeah. Now, there might be a little bit of UFO trees, but this would definitely count. But again, if you can, replant those saplings. And remember, when you're escaping for the first time, if you're not lucky enough to find a food source, apples. Break the frickin' leaves and gather those apples. Anyway, this has been me. Oh, God help me. This is Old Lady North. I think it's safe to say we have finally escaped spawn. I'm wishing you a good rest of your day. And this is me signing off. Bye.